Do you need to look up where we're going on your phone?
No.
Hey y'all, in today's video, we are in New York. We're in Times Square right now on our way to Brooklyn to visit Jay's old stomping grounds. Where he grew up, where he lived, all of that.
This is the hospital that I was born in. It looks much nicer than before.
Where?
Right here, that building there.
Oh.
The hospital.
Oh.
That's called Hospital Heights, Whitehall Heights. That's where little Jeremiah was born at.
In 1981.
Yeah, like that. This is like a main avenue here, Whitehall Avenue.
So how long have you lived in this like area?
Since 1981 to 2004. Well, one of my dreams was to have a business like this, a store, bodega, and then have my building attached to a store and rent out all the other apartments to people and, you know, make a living off of that. That was one of my dreams. Oh, it changed a lot. Changed a lot. Like, we got a lot of people coming out from Manhattan and moving in and remodeling these apartments. A lot of local bars are coming up now, clubs, little lounges. You know, there was more Spanish here, like Puerto Ricans, you know, people from South America. Now you see a lot of whites coming back into town, into this borough. So before it used to not be like that. So it used to be a lot with a lot of Mexican, Puerto Ricans, and a little bit of blacks. Well, this is Manhattan and Whitehall. Tulsa Electronics been there since I can remember. That's where we used to get all our equipment for like sound music for the cars, because I was very into like systems in the vehicles and the cars. That is his store still. It's still called Sosa. He's probably in there though. We used to one of my close friends used to live on the second floor here. His name is Steven. Sisters and all that. We used to hang out there pretty much over the weekends and stuff and hang out. And now this block here, this is when I started flying pigeons. So I was in elementary school. So this building right here, I was walking actually on this side of the street, and I didn't walk across the street to my cousin because he was hanging out with this group of guys that they didn't like me. But I was still walking down the block because, you know, you can't show fear around here. So I was walking up here and they called me across the street and they asked me, I want to show you something upstairs. So, you know, my mind was going 100, like I don't know what was gonna happen. And so what I did is I went upstairs to the roof, and they had a pigeon coop up there with a whole bunch of pigeons, and they asked me if I wanted to be down with them in their pigeon team. And the only thing I needed to do is contribute food for them, and we're all chipping for food. So a sack was like $10. So I was like, oh, I can get that from my grandmother. So this is where I started flying pigeons at. My friend used to live on the second floor. His cousin lived on the first floor. It looks abandoned right now.
Look at the address.
3333. Well, what I'm gonna show you now is new. This wasn't like this. It was like you see the apartments that you see now here. Mm-hmm. So my cousin Andy, his father, used to own a building that was right next to this right here. They ended up selling it in around 2000 something, 312 Manhattan Street. This is two houses, but what they did is they broke it down and they converted this big building.
Oh wow! And you said so your cousin?
Yeah, I used to live across the street when I was first born. I used to live in one of these buildings here. I don't know where.
Oh.
My aunt used to live on the third floor, because this has 4 floors now. She used to live on the third floor, and Andy and his family used to live on the second floor and the basement. You know, this is the basement area here. Oh, I guess it goes underneath a little bit more. He lived over here when the Italians was here. He was the only Spanish person on the block. This whole block here used to be Italians only.
Oh wow!
When he first came in, and one of his dreams was to move his wife's family, that was my grandmother, my mom's, and my aunt, to a nicer neighborhood. So we was one of the first Hispanic people living on this block when there was just Italian. Now it changed. So a lot of Puerto Ricans started moving in. Puerto Rican blacks, and the Italians moved out. Now the Puerto Ricans moved out. And now we have a lot of South American people that lives around this neighborhood now.
We are in Jay's hood.
Yeah. We used to know people here. This is all new here.
So is this the block that you said like you never left?
No. No, that's the block that no, that's over there by my neighborhood, by my block.
Where you was like you always want to go other places, but nobody wanted to leave the block.
Oh no, that was in that's a block over down.
Oh.
Yeah.
Let's get ball.
Well, I thought I was gonna put my grandmother in.
Oh, you thought you was gonna put her in this home? It's a home.
This was one of the newest buildings on my block. It used to be like I don't know, parking lot thing. And right here on this gate here, we could get a milk crate and cut the milk crate on the bottom so we can make a basket. So we used to start from like 12 in the afternoon until we get kicked out, and they call the cops on us. So we have to go because people are trying to go to work, party a weekday. So we used to just play basketball.
Was this the summertime?
All times. My cousin Joshua and my aunt Blanca, they used to live on this building here on the second floor. This is where I used to wash my clothes at. They changed the names at. So my aunt had like a full bar. You see that JC? My cousin did that.
Shout out JC.
This is my elementary school.
What's the name of this elementary?
PS 81. I only made it to the 4th grade after they kicked me out of it. So yes, I was, yeah.
Wait a minute. You got kicked out of elementary school?
4th grade.
And then where'd you go?
I went to another school. Behavior kids.
So I have a question. Why did you get kicked out? What did you do?
I wasn't listening to the teachers. I would pick fights. I will leave out the classroom and come home. Stuff like that. So I used to live on the 3rd floor. 1, 2, 3. 5 pages at. All those windows were knocked out. So what happened was, the bells used to not work all the time. So I used to have to scream out and be like, Abuela! She used to throw me down the keys so I could open up the door. When I used to have time, I used to put my room was towards the back. I used to put my speaker out there and play the music loud. For what reason? I don't know. I just wanted people to hear my music. We used to climb that. We used to climb it.
When?
Anytime.
Not when you was in kindergarten.
Oh no, when I was allowed to leave out the, I don't know, I was real young when I was allowed to run around these streets. Remember, I was living with my grandmother. My mother wasn't around. So I'll tell her, no, I'm gonna stay in the corner. Right. This is my church, St. Bridges Church. I don't know if they changed the name though. But
this is where little baby Jerry got baptized.
yeah, I used to come every Sunday morning with my grandmother. 1 hour mass. every Sunday. I try to get oh yeah, I did. I try to get I try to go to church school to either to get what you call that? You can get the bread.
Communion.
Communion, yeah.
You want to be like an altar boy? Huh? Was that what it was?
Something like that. But I never finished it.
Yeah, clearly, because you're calling it
I
church
used to come
school.
out, there used to be a pizzeria there with some arcades. I used to just hang out there instead of me going upstairs.
Instead of you going to church school.
This is one of the spots, but not my spot. But things change around the area.
That was a great trip down memory lane, and now it's time to get something to eat. We are at Estrella Del Mar, and you were saying what?
Dominican cuisine.
All right, so Jay ordered our food, and it sounds to me like he got us some basic steak and some basic chicken.
Nothing basic about that.
I heard pollo and beans and rice.
Yeah, beans and rice.
Beans and rice. So we got some pollo,
Some chicharrones de pollo.
fritos y arroz.
Chicharrones de pollo. Chicharrones de pollo.
Pollo y
Carne res. Carne frita res. Some rice and beans. And some totones. And some ajo. That means some garlic. Okay, what we got here is we got chicharrones de pollo, totones waiting for the ajo, so we're waiting for the garlic. It's plantain. That's fried chicken in Dominican style and fried steak in Dominican style with some rice and beans. As we can see, and it's not basic. Okay. Thank you. And we have the fried cheese that Miss Tanisha loves. Well, look at who's played the soup. Well, I think we chored it up. So she's telling me that all Spanish food tastes alike. So we're gonna go to a couple of more restaurants, maybe not today, but later on. And you tell us what you think.
I need to get you this way.
We in the city.
Guys, we found an arcade and there's a Pac-Man. I'm gonna beat him.
Beat me? You've been on a hot road lately.
First.
You always go first.
Rock, paper, scissors.
Oh, so how you play with two players?
I don't know, babe. Oh, that's how you know he gonna lose. He's swiping the hotel room key. Oh my goodness.
Oh, so I'm gonna have to play everything.
Yeah. So we just gotta beat the score. That ain't going real slow. Babe, I don't know.
They go so fast. See how fast? That's not fair. Now she knows it goes slow. Oh, you go fast now. Oh, when you eat the food, the fruits, you go quicker. That's not fair.
Wow.
What I got?
That's it, babe.
Well,
That's y'all. We need the original arcade Pac-Man. Alright, so we think he's gonna learn how to snowboard. This the way he gonna get his practice. Jay, that's what they taught you in class? He all serious and stuff.
I can't get you out of my mind. It's like I feel it for the first time. Been thinking about you all night. I've been searching for this all my life.